just fine. I'm busy right now. It's crafting show time. My crafting show is on. It's my time for me. Laughter, tips, and tricks. This is what I need. We're here to have fun. We're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. The host came on. They are truly a gem. Here for the show and to chat with my friends.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Hey gifted crafters, and good morning and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Hey, I see all these early birds out there. Good morning from all over the place. I see Kentucky, Texas, Florida. Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys are having a really great morning. So if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and I'm just here to talk about all kinds of crafting. And we're here this morning, and we just love to kind of get together and just kind of do all kinds of crafts and stuff. So I hope you guys really enjoy what I have planned for you guys today. Just go ahead and get comfy, grab your favorite little drink, no matter what it is, no judgment here. We all have our favorite little things in the morning. So get nice and cozy and comfy, or if you're on your way somewhere and you're just listening in, focus on that road. But go ahead and grab your favorite little mojo as well. I've got my little coffee here. I like to have my coffee in the morning, and I've got some café con leche. So that's what I like to drink in the morning. Sometimes I change it up as well. But good morning. Let's see now. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I think I hear something. Do you guys hear that? Oh, hold on. I'll be right back. 1 second. There it is. Oh, guys, yeah, go ahead. Come on, get on the line. Come on, everyone, make a line. Yes, the virtual food truck is here, everyone. Come on. No fighting. Come on. No, honey, no. See, my husband's always trying to do that. No, you can't have that. No, that's not for you. Those are for the guests. Okay. All right, guys. So the virtual food truck is here. I know you guys were asking for it yesterday. Becky from Power Tools with Thread has a virtual kitchen, so I got a little food truck. So we don't have a fancy kitchen. We're not there yet, but she's got the full-blown kitchen. I just got the little food truck. So just make the line and, I hope you guys enjoy that. So yeah, so since a lot of you guys watch Power Tools with Thread, again, big thanks to her yesterday. I was super nervous about doing this, but she told me to go for it, and you know, was really nervous, still a little nervous, but, you know, we'll get there. So, you know, she's really pushed me for it. And, you know, I just love that lady to death. She has shown me so much. I've been watching her for a pretty long time, and I've learned so many things. And, you know, I just inspired me. So when she was changing up her time, you know, I knew I had to kind of fill in the slot because I needed something at that time, and there was really not much out there that I could find that I really liked. So I decided to just create my own and just go for it. So that's what I'm doing. So thank you again, Becky, if you're watching out there. We'll be going over to her channel. She starts at 9, so we're gonna have to kind of move it right along so we can get there on time, because, you know, I'm sure her kitchen is gonna be filled with a lot of goodies. Awesome. Okay. Great, great, great. Glad you guys enjoyed that. So yeah, virtual food truck is going to be out there all day. Just no fighting. Stay on the line and, you know, get all your goodies. Okay. So we've got a couple of things that I want to show you guys today. Let me just take a quick sip here. And, as I told you yesterday, we kind of made this show a little bit different than my normal Saturday crafternoon show that I do weekly. This show is really just kind of to relax and get you guys going and inspired and get you moving on to your day. So a little bit of everything is going to happen here. We've got different segments that we've created, and we're going to keep changing it up all the time to keep you guys on your toes. So let's go ahead and go to the first segment, and let's see what we got there. So we've got some crafting news going on. So let's see what's happening in your areas out there. So let's see, for crafting news, we have, well, today is the second day. It's day 2 of the Sewing and Quilt Expo in Raleigh, North Carolina. So, you know, that's in the Raleigh Convention Center. That's officially on the way. So if you're in that area, that event runs through May the 3rd. So you may want to check that out. They've got some pretty cool things in there that you may want to see. Then we're going to go over to Littleton, Colorado. And Littleton, Colorado has someone by the name of Ellen McFarland, and she makes special quilts for families who donated their loved one's organ. And her husband got a kidney transplant, so she wanted a way to kind of give back to the community. And so she designed a little program that she makes quilts that match the donor's personality and their favorite like colors and hobbies and things like that. And back in 2024, she and a bunch of other volunteers made 370 quilts through a group that's called the Donor Family Quilt Project. I thought that was just amazing. What a great way to give back. Oh, hey, John Ram, thank you so much for coming in and being a member. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Guys, go ahead and hit that button if you're interested in being a member. Thank you, John. Really appreciate it. We'd love to have you. Okay, and so I thought, you know, it was just really amazing that she does this, and she, you know, she heads up that group and they make these quilts, and I think that's just an amazing way to kind of give back and to kind of keep that momentum going. It's just really amazing. So I thought that was wonderful. And that's in Littleton, Colorado. So next off, we're going to go over to Dayton, Virginia, because you know what? The Virginia Quilt Museum has a new home. I didn't even know there was a quilt museum. So I definitely want to go check that out next time I'm up in the Virginia area. So this is just great for all our quilters, right? So we love this. So the Virginia Quilt Museum, they moved. They were in Harrisonburg, and they have now moved to Dayton, Virginia. Now, the museum first opened in 1995, and it started with just 15 quilts. Right now, as of today, they have 302 Virginia-made quilts. It's a huge display, and they have it in a nice, bigger and better space. It's at the Silver Lake Mill. And they're really excited about moving to this new location and expanding their, display of quilts. So I think that's absolutely wonderful. So for you quilters out there, if you're ever in that area, that'd be a great place to visit. I will definitely want to go there to take some pictures and see what they have out there. So then we go over to kind of Minnesota, and over in Minnesota, this is in Lake City, Minnesota. We have a school she's a paraprofessional by the name of Jerry Pridgey, if I said her name right. And she has sewn over 375 custom book bags for students at Buffview Elementary. I thought that was amazing. And get this, guys, this is how the kind of story started. She started her job, and while she was at work, she saw that there was a student in a wheelchair that was struggling to kind of carry her supplies. And so she saw this, and it touched her. And so she got to work, and she started to work on sewing her a special bag. And she sewed it so well, and everyone was so amazed by the bag that everyone wanted a bag. I mean, you see how things can kind of start. You can just do this one thing, and it touches so many people that you don't even realize it, But soon everybody wanted a bag, and so then she started sewing bags for everyone, and now everyone has these personalized bags that fill the hall. So she makes these book bags for the kids, and they're made out of fabric that she had in her home. And when she retired, she just turned into just sewing, and she stayed connected and continued to spread the joy to that elementary school. So I thought that was pretty amazing. What a wonderful way to go around. Now, I've got just one more, and this is all for crocheters now. We've got a new study out of the Nature's Scientific Reports. It shows that crocheting can help improve attention and focus. And it is especially good because it engages your brain's motor skills. So they found that these complex hand movements and patterns in the crochet, they activate parts of your brain that control your focus and your alertness. And so basically just repeating those crochet steps makes your brain work better. And it's just like a little workout that you get. So that's pretty cool. Now, they said that they also discovered that crocheting may also strengthen the connections between the movement and attentions in your brain. And over time, this leads to sharper thinking and quicker reactions. So pretty cool. So didn't know that. And, that's pretty good to know. I think that's why it's really good to get some kids interested in crocheting as well. So that's what I have for the news. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And that's what's going around in your area. So we'll continue to kind of find things and bring that over to you. Now, let's kind of move on because I have a few things that I want to show you today. And so I've got a couple of mini projects that I kind of started. There's some UFOs over here on the side, but I also have a panel that I wanted to show you that I thought was just gorgeous. I haven't decided what to do with it exactly yet, but I want to show it to you, and I thought it was just beautiful, and I just couldn't not get it. So let me open it up. It's quite large. So let me see. And I thought the colors were just amazing. I'm going to see if I can do maybe half and half. I don't know. Hold on. It's kind of big. So this is just a piece of it here. And maybe it's better. We'll do the overhead, but I think we may want to just do the other side. So you can see the amazing colors on this. And this is just half of it. It's like it's a pretty big panel here. Let's see. Can you guys see that? I'm going to try to open up the whole thing. I may just kind of see if I can lay it out and maybe you can see it this way. Okay, here we go. There it is. Isn't this gorgeous? I'll see, I'll hold it up and I'll be behind it here. Can they see that? Isn't this gorgeous? I just love the colors that we have here. Oh, I kind of lost that, but that's okay. I love the colors, and it's just a beautiful panel. And I purchased this when I got to Sarasota, Florida, and I bought it from it's a local company called Sarasota Sews. They're in Sarasota, Florida, and this is called Delilah Dazzle by Oasis Fabric. Let's see right here. Oh, hold on. Can you see that? So if you guys ever visit Sarasota Sews, you can visit Dawn. Dawn is amazing, and she's a really sweet lady. She's the owner there, and she's just wonderful. I did a little episode with her. If you guys want to check out what she had in her store, she has a lot of By Annie products, and she's got a full-blown little quilt store there, and it's gorgeous. She's got tons of fabrics and things. She's got sales all the time. But you can check out that video. I kind of go around the store and we interviewed with her, and she was amazing. And so I purchased this panel, and I just love it. And I just, it's just so beautiful. I just can't decide what to do with it. Oh, let's see. Creative Cat said I would send it directly to the long armor. No cutting, just as it is. Yeah, I kind of get that same sentiment. It's like, I don't want to touch it because it's just so beautiful. It's just really, really gorgeous. And I just don't know. Yeah, definitely. I may take up that advice, Creative Cats. I think that's what I might do, because it's just beautiful. I mean, maybe a border, but it's so big. It's just really amazing. Oh, Jayla, where did I get this? Is from? It's I picked it up at Sarasota Sews, and I believe she has an online shop as well. But she's got a little shop out in Sarasota that I visited, and she's got all kinds of projects. She has all kinds of sales and stuff that she goes on with. But this one, when I saw this, it was like, oh my gosh, I just had to have this one. It was just beautiful. Love, love, love the colors. I think it's just amazing. And I really loved it. And then it's like, I purchased it, and I don't know if this happens to you guys. Like, I'll purchase something and then I'm scared to touch it because I think it's just so gorgeous. It's like, I don't want to touch it. It's just too pretty. So Jan says we use those panels to outline the petals and then fill them with different fills on the luminaire. Ah, okay. That's nice. So, I mean, do we do borders on it? Like, this is such a big panel. It's like, and if I put borders on, it's going to make it even bigger. But oh my gosh, it's just, it's amazing. I really, really, the colors were just screaming me. I really loved it. Let's see. Donna says, are there any images of ideas for using such a huge print fabric? There must have been an original idea when it was designed. I'm not sure, and I haven't researched that, so I may look in to see if there's anyone that has done something already with this. I haven't seen anything. I just love the panel and I got it, but it is Delilah Dazzle by Oasis Fabric, and it's design 58-501. So yeah, it's just gorgeous. I loved it. So it's one of these that I have, but yeah, I think you're right. I may just send this straight to the long armor because it's just so beautiful. You know, I think it's just amazing. I love it. So I wanted to show you that, and I do have that sitting here as a in my pile. Not sure what to do with it. I just know that it makes me happy. So yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I love it. I do love it. So another one of my UFOs, and I know if you've been with me for a while, you probably have seen this one. Do you have the website? Yeah, I'll put it in the link in the description below so you guys can see it. If I also have a video where I interviewed Dawn in there, and that video probably has it too. So if you want to see the actual store, we kind of went around and took pictures and chatted with her. So that was a lot of fun. But there's, oh, there you go. Thank you. There's the website right there. My hubby just put it on the chat for you guys. Okay. So another of the quilts that I'm working on. This is a pattern called Ocean Frolic. And it's a fun pattern. And I did kind of get this a while back. I started it, had to stop, do something else, started back on it, stopped, do something else, and I just want to finish this up already. It's been in my pile, and I just kept getting interrupted, and then I needed something for it, and I couldn't find it, and then it was kind of like, don't you have some of those that, like, they never end? I mean... I know that my viewers have already seen this one because they saw me as I was putting things together, and I just wanted to show it to you guys because a lot of you guys that are new have never seen it. So it's called Ocean Frolic, and it's by Marcia Layton. This is what it looks like. Oop. And I think it's a perfect representation of Florida. Right, and it's got all the little fishies and the seahorses and turtles and crabs. And this pattern is actually really cool because I got to be able to kind of play with prairie points. So you can see the little border around it here has these little prairie points. And I was able to kind of play with that technique. And so we talked about that in one of my lives. Now this one's a pretty big quilt as well, so I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to open it up here. So let me do it like this. So this is just the background. I haven't really done any of the animals or anything like that. So all we've done was put together the border. I mean, it is a pretty simple quilt. All I've done so far was go ahead and do the background piece. Now, I picked up this pattern at the Cotton Patch Quilt Shop, which is another store there in Brayton, Florida. And it was one of those trips that I made that we were going up north. I don't know if my son was competing. I forget what the reason was. We were driving up that way. So, of course, you know, if I'm going up that way, I'm going to kind of stop at a shop. Just gotta do something. But if you end up going up that way to the Cotton Patch Quilt Shop, say hello to Laura. She's a super nice lady, and she does all kinds of things online that you can buy fabrics and patterns and all kinds of stuff on Sunday. So you may want to check that out from her. But this is the background with the little prairie points. So I went ahead and pulled this together. And then now I have... Oh, great. We're going to put the link in the chat for the Cotton Patch Quilt Shop also. So on here, I've got my fabric cut out for the binding here, and I've got all my little pieces. And so I've also picked up some rickrack on here because the rickrack will go underneath some of the pieces here. Now I did use my scan and cut, and I've got some heat and bond on the back of these, and so for the little fishies I'm just gonna kind of put them around. I'll probably try to, you know, follow the pattern a little bit, but I did like all kinds of different fishies, and I'm just gonna kind of put them on here with the heat and bond, and then I'm gonna do a blanket stitch to kind of snap that right in. Now I can do Becky's method, which is the snap-like as well. So this is a good project if you're looking at that method that she uses. You can probably start off with something like this. They're pretty simple. The shapes are simple to do. So I scanned it in and I cut the fabric out with my heat and bond. So I could just kind of throw this into Embrilliance and then now put it on my embroidery machine and have it stitch that out for me. So that's something that you can certainly do. But here's some of the other pieces that I've cut out with the scan and cut. You can see the little turtle. We've got the seahorses on here. So I mean, it's gonna be a pretty cute quilt. I've got the little crab here as well, and then what I'm gonna do with the rickrack is there are some pieces where I'm gonna have that as kind of like attached to the animals. So like the little crab is going to have the little antennas, and this is going to be the rickrack that's going to represent that. So I'm going to lay down the rickrack and then have the crab go on top of it, so it'll secure it in place. And then I've got there's one more piece, and this is a pretty big octopus here. And this octopus I'm going to probably put in the same place that they have it, which is up in this top corner. But it is pretty large. My hoop is only a 5x7 hoop. But even if I use the 5x12 hoop, which is the repositional hoop, I'm still not able to do that. So this one I will probably have to hand sew with the blanket stitch on here. But at some point when I get a embroidery machine, I'll be able to do it. Jan says some rickrack on your fish for the gills. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea. I didn't think about that. That would be pretty neat. Yeah, add some detail. I like that. Thank you. Yeah, and you know, I just want to kind of make it just a little bit different. I don't want to just copy the actual pattern. I think it's nice, but I want to add a little bit of me in there, right? Now, the other thing that they use, and I'm not sure if you guys can see this. Let me take it out of the plastic and kind of hold this up a little bit. If you can focus on the little fishies or the seahorse, you will notice, and I'll see if I can put it really close, it's got like a little round thing on here. Those are yo-yos. And so back for a while back, actually, they were selling the yo-yos, and yo-yos are these little plastic things where you can kind of just put your fabric in there, and you hand sew around a little circle, and it'll basically just gather up the fabric. And they put the yo-yos on top of some of the animals just to kind of create a little bit of a visual interest. So I thought that was pretty cool, but you know, I don't even think they sell the yo-yos anymore. They may, you may be able to find it maybe like on Amazon and stuff, but I happen to have 2 of them stored in my drawer. So I was debating if I was going to do the yo-yos or maybe do something a little bit different, but I really like the idea of using the rickrack for like gills and things. So, you know, I may kind of use something else besides the yo-yo, or maybe I'll do a combination of the 2. I'm not quite sure yet. So this is one of those projects that I want to finish it, but it's like, I'm not quite sure how I want to finish it. So it kind of just lingers there, which I don't like. But I promise I am just going to get this thing done. at this point, because it's been lingering for too long, and you know, it's just one of those things that I want to have it done. But it's a pretty easy, Clover sells them. Oh, so yeah, it's by Clover. I know it is Clover, but I believe when I purchased them, I had purchased them in Joann's. I don't know if Amazon sells them. They may. You may want to look that up, but I'm not sure. But it's a kind of a really old method. People were doing yo-yos for a lot of different things. And then you also want to see in the picture itself, they've got these little drops. They look like little circles. Those are all yo-yos as well. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a pretty cool quilt. I really love the design. I thought it was neat, and you know, would be something fun to have, so I wanted to go ahead and do that one. So I'm almost done on this one. I just have to basically decide where to place everything and then how I'm going to do it. Oh, Creative Cats, we're gonna cheer you on. Thank you. Yeah, it's, you know, it's one of those things that you want to finish it, but you're just not quite sure, and so, you know, it's one of those. Yeah. You find applique is so relaxing for me. Yeah, Evelyn, you know, it is. Applique is. It's a lot of fun. I think, you know, it's gotten a lot easier knowing that you can cut the applique pieces with your scan and cut. I think that's just amazing. Did you say what cutting machine you use? I use the, it's the scan and cut. It's a Brother scan and cut. And I've had it now for maybe a year, maybe not quite a year. I'm not quite sure. But it was one of those deals that they had. I think it's been about a year now, and I've been using it to cut my fabric, and I love it. I love it. It does all kinds of things. It does paper. It's very similar to the Cricut machine, but it has a feature that none of the Cricut machines have, which it gives you the ability to scan your mat. And so you're able to kind of scan your mat and then move pieces of your image, move it onto the pieces of fabric that you have on the mat. So let's say you don't want to spend a lot of fabric. You're trying to, you know, save as much as you can, and you scan, let's say, this little piece right here, and you're not quite sure if the image that you have is going to, yes, Marge, I do. We're going to put a link onto the Amazon store. Don't worry. We'll do that. Thanks. and so this, little piece here, if I want an image, and I'm not sure if my image is even going to fit, like I can put my fabric onto the mat, I can scan it, and then I'm able to move the image in the scan and cut. Like, you don't need a separate laptop for that. You do everything in the scan and cut, which is another amazing thing. Like, you know, the Cricut, you have to have your laptop with the Cricut. This one is just all in one. It does everything in the one machine. And so I can move the actual picture of the item that I'm trying to cut, and I can position it and see if it fits or if it doesn't fit. It allows you to rotate it and move it around. And then once you're happy with where it is, you can, you know, send it off to cut. But it's really nice. Yeah, Kathy, that's true. You can make your own yo-yos. That's true. It's really just a circle, and then you have to hand sew the outside of it and then just kind of pull it together to gather it. All you're doing is gathering it, and it creates that little circle. I had some around that I made for something else. I'll try to see if I can find it tonight, or and I'll show it to you guys tomorrow. I've got to figure out where it was. It was in one of my drawers from a few of them that are made, but I'll try to look for that, and I'll show you guys. So yeah, so this is, you know, something. Oh, Donna says, I bet you could import each design into Embrilliance and use that software to set up the applique. Yes, so that is the Snapplique process that Becky Thompson has done, and she does that, and she does an amazing job She's really, really good at that stuff. It's really a nice little process that she's got going. And you can definitely scan the image with the scan and cut, put it into Embrilliance, you know, and then from there you're doing a little bit of digitizing and then sending it off to your embroidery machine and have the embroidery machine do, let's say, the blanket stitch if you wanted the blanket stitch, right? So really, really cool process with that. But what I really love about the scan and cut is it really allows you to kind of put your images and make sure that they fit into the fabric that you have, you know, and it allows you to do all kinds of things. You can cut paper with it. It does designs, cards, emboss, just about everything that the Cricut does. The Brother Scan and Cut does too, but it also scans your mat and allows you to get better control on what you are putting in that machine. And it doesn't, you don't have to have a laptop with it. So pretty cool. Now, if you also have like the Luminaire, it also talks to the Luminaire and it can send the, whatever it is that your design that you put in there, it'll send it to your Luminaire as well. So pretty cool, which is kind of why I want a Luminaire. Don't tell hubby. Let's see, Marge, if you buy a Stellaire or Luminaire, you can scan and embroider around each animal using the design center. Yes, exactly what I'm talking about, Marge. I love that. So at some point, no, yeah, I know you heard that. You know, I keep telling him the reason why I need a Luminaire, right? This is just yet another reason. So, you know, at some point, I'll get it. Just being a stubborn, that's all. But yes, you love creating machine applique in your Luminaire. Yeah, quilting with Harriet, that's amazing. You can do so much. And, you know, there's some beautiful quilts out there that is just applique, and it's amazing. You can just do so much with that. And it's, you know, Becky makes it seem so easy, you know, just when you watch all her steps on how she puts it, you know, you just follow along with her and, you know, you'll end up with an amazing quilt. It's really nice. So it's one of my favorites. And so that's one of the projects that I have right here on the side, and I kind of just keep it all here. Everything is piled up. I've got all my cut pieces. I've got here, I label it as my binding right here, and then I was trying to get all of the rickrack that I needed that would match the fabric choices that I have. I do have this purple one here. The purple one is for the little jellyfish. There's a big jellyfish that's here on the corner. Let me show you that one right there. And so I got this little purple fabric to represent the jellyfish. But I had a hard time trying to find the rickrack, but I finally found the rickrack that'll kind of go with that. So that was kind of another delay that, you know, I needed to find the rickrack that matched the applique pieces so that it will kind of all flow together. So that's what I have, and I've got it all laid out here. Just a couple little pieces that I still need to cut out, but other than that, it's good to go. And then I can start putting the applique pieces and positioning everything here. And I think the background is really nice. I love that, you know, we've got the prairie points around, and I did a little border here all the way around. And I picked this fabric because it kind of looked like the ocean to me, so I thought it would kind of go really well. And so it's the same fabric that's used for the prairie points as well. So pretty cool. Yeah, Susan, you're still learning the scan and cut? Yes. Thankful for the replays from Becky. Yes, so am I. Really neat. And you know, there's other channels there too that do the scan and cut as well, but I just, you know, I've got my favorites. I'm sure you guys do too. I just think, you know, Becky's amazing. She's a great teacher. She explains it very well. And, you know, I think it's just really nice. So Susan says, I did embroidery with the chicken you showed yesterday. Oh, wonderful. Beautiful outcome. Lots of stitches. Oh, Susan, I would love to see it. Can you put that in our Facebook group? I would really love to see a picture of that. That's beautiful. Oh, nice. Yeah, I really love that fabric. It's the chickens. Gotta have the chickens, right? You still, yeah. This is nice. So, yeah, I mean, this is one of the quilts, and now I've kind of made a big mess. I'll have to fold it up again because I did kind of iron it a bit, but yeah, I'll figure this out. So this is one of the ones, you know, that I'm working on, and I'll put it together because I need to like kind of stand up and do it really well. But this is one of the ones that I'm working on. I'm hoping to finish this up really soon. So I'd appreciate you guys cheering me on this, and I will keep you updated. And once this is done, I can show you guys what it looks like finally. But it's a fun quilt, and I thought it was pretty neat. It's one of the patterns that, you know, I thought was a lot of fun and just kind of represented Florida. So I thought that this was a pretty cool one to do. So, okay, now let me kind of move over here, because now we're going to kind of go over to one of the segments. I wanted to go ahead and give you the inspirational quote of the day. Oh, 1 second. Oh, Miss Nancy, sorry I was late. It's just so early here. I need some more coffee. No worries, 1 minute tips. No worries. Okay, don't worry about that. No one's late. You can always catch the replay, right? All right, let me just grab a sip here. Don't forget, guys, that food truck is out there. Don't forget, stand on the line now. Don't forget about that and pick up some healthy snacks, okay? Make sure they're healthy. I hope you guys like that. Okay. So our next segment, we're going to talk about the inspirational quote of the day. So let's get that one up. Okay, so our inspirational quote of the day is craft with joy, stitch with grace, and pass it on. And I think that fits really well with the news that we were talking about earlier, where she's doing backpacks for kids. They're doing quilts for people who donate. You know, this is how this community really just kind of passes it on. And it's really nice to see how everyone just kind of gets together and really does. We all are together because we really love to do this crafting, but it's just amazing what we do with it and how it touches so many people out there. And I think that's just really special. I really, really love that. So, alrighty. So let me show you. I'm going to show you one more thing here. I'm going to kind of move this over to the side. Oh, I dropped my pattern, but that's okay. I'll get that later. This is another quilt that's kind of in the works, and this one you can purchase from Sweepy. If you guys are embroiderers out there, Sweepy Designs. This is a kind of oldie but goodie. They have this farm animals quilt, and they call it a floating quilt. It's kind of like applique, basically. Let me show you what it looks like. This is the printout of the quilt. And it's basically a farm animals all over the place with the little barn. It's got the windmill. I mean, super cute. Can be done for a kid. It can be done if, you know, for little baby's room or something. But it's really adorable. And all of this is done with a 5x7 hoop. So for all of you out there that have those, you know, embroidery machines like the SE1900 that limit you, you know, to only the 5x7, this is a perfect quilt for that. And I really like it. I mean, they have some pretty detailed instructions on how to do the quilt. And I think this is pretty cool. Oh, thanks, Debbie. Yeah, if you guys like the content, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you like to subscribe, I really appreciate it. I would really love it. We're really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, so we'll see how we get with that, because we may do some giveaways as well. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'm hoping for our 10,000 subscribers we do something pretty special. So so this quilt itself, I started kind of gathering the pieces, and I was trying to figure out what fabrics I was going to use. And the way this is laid out is you are going to put together your background. So all of these are like strips that you put together, and then they stripped the clouds and stuff up here, and then they give you the embroidery files to do all of the little animals. You've got the little pig, the cow, the sheep. They give you the windmill, the barn, I mean the little sun. They even give you the clouds. So if you go with just like a blue fabric, they give you the clouds to put on there. So that's pretty cool. And I think that, you know, it's really neat. Now, I have a quilt that I stitched out maybe a year ago or so. It's all embroidery. I'll have to pull it out, and maybe I'll show that to you guys tomorrow. But it's using this fabric right here. And this fabric has clouds already on it. And I needed this because it was for a embroidery design that I did with Mylar. And so I used that as my background at the time. But now this kind of works perfect with this quilt, because I don't have to do the strips that they are asking to do, because I already have a fabric with a bunch of clouds on it. So I think I'm just going to use this one as my top portion here. And then on the bottom, they've got a bunch of different strips that you would use as the background. And I did pick a couple. Donna's asking, the hot air balloons. Yes, that is the one that I'm thinking of. Yes, Donna. Yeah, it's the hot air balloons. It's a Mylar embroidery. I'll bring it out tomorrow. I'll show that one to you guys tomorrow. It's a really nice one, and it was done like, you can do it in all different sizes, but again, I'm limited to 5x7, so I made the quilt with balloons. They're hot air balloons that kind of go all the way around, and they're done with Mylar too, and I think it's just really beautiful. And if you have a machine where you have a bigger hoop, I mean, you can really make some gorgeous things with that. But I'll show that to you guys tomorrow. I'll bring that out. But these are the strips that I cut out already, and I think I'm going to use as the background for the bottom. So I still have to decide how I'm going to lay them out, because they kind of coordinate well here, and I want to make sure that it looks like an actual background. Now, what I am thinking of doing that's a little bit different, you can see here in the picture, they are just straight strips, and then they're kind of cut like straight. And I like it. I think it does look good, but I want to make it a little bit more realistic, so that when I put it, it kind of have some waves going on, because nothing is exactly straight, right? Everything's kind of wavy and wonky looking. So I wanted to have a little bit of that. And so I'm probably going to just, you know, lay out the strips and I don't know, kind of just play around with what it's going to look like. And then that'll be my background. And I don't know if I'll have something like this, and I'll just kind of play around with different ideas and see how I'm going to lay that out. And then once I do that, then it's kind of easy. Then it's just really just, you know, sewing them right sides together, putting the strips together, and then I'll cut this down to size and add the sky. And then it's just a matter of going there and doing the embroidery. So I'll definitely talk about the balloons more on another show. So we definitely want to, you know, do that. But I know we're running kind of short on time, and I know that I want to go and see Becky. So we definitely want to be respectful for that. So let's get to our last segment that I have for you guys today. And I think you guys really loved this one yesterday. It's the comedy top 5. So let's take a look at what we have for you. So today is what my fabric would say if it could talk. So what is this fabric telling me? And number 5 is, some of us are here for love. Some of us are here because of coupons. Yes, I admit it. I'm a coupon person. I'm sure you guys are too. And our fabrics would definitely say that about us. So number 4, we don't talk about what happened to the Muslim. What happens in the craft room stays in the craft room. So we know that our fabrics are definitely saying that. And we saw that yesterday when we were talking about that fabric, right? With that see-through stuff. All right, number 3. My label said luxury cotton. Now I might be lining a dog bed for her sister's dog. Yes. I do use a lot of my cottons, and sometimes they're the luxury cottons for all kinds of projects. So, sorry, fabric. All right, number 2. Call me a fat quarter one more time, and I'll fuse myself to the ironing board. I'm just big boned, okay? And the number 1 thing that my fabric would say if it could talk is, if I had a dime for every time she bought one of us, for just in case. And that's pretty much the theme of my show for today, right? I have a lot of those just in case fabrics, and I'm sure you guys have that as well. So these are all the projects that I have kind of in place right now, and I'm kind of working through. Hopefully they're not going to be unfinished projects for too much longer, because you guys are going to keep me on my toes. So hopefully this will definitely change and become now a finished project that I'm going to be able to show you soon. Robin's liking that. So what would your fabric tell you, right? If you had fabric that talked, I know all my fabrics here, if you guys could see the wall, I'll have to one day do a video or a picture. I've got like a whole wall of fabric, especially when Joann's announced they were going out of business. I kind of went a little nutty and got a lot of fabric, but I knew that I was going to use it eventually, and it kind of gets hard to find fabric down here. So for me, it was kind of like I have to take advantage. It was just too good of a deal for me to pass up, and I'm sure that you guys are in that same boat. So those are the projects that I have for you guys, and we're going to be working on these. And as I kind of work with these, I'll try to do little video clips and things that will show some of the process. So on this farm animal quilt, I did want to point out that one of the ways that you can kind of line things up when you are looking at the actual quilt is to print out the templates. And so these are some of the animals. And here's a little tree, the barn, you know, they've got all the different pieces that you can print out, and I'm going to kind of cut these down. They've got the little donkey, and once you've cut these down, you kind of lay them out on your quilt to see exactly where it's going to look good and how you want to see this. So yeah, Creative Cat says, my fabric would say, I thought I was your only one. Yeah. Got a lot of that. Yours would say, cut that out. Yeah, sassy. That's what mine's are probably saying. You haven't cut me yet. When shopping for fabric, they would say, pick me, pick me. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like they have those little hands saying, yeah, pick me, pick me. These are too funny. Oh God, you guys crack me up. Alrighty, so these are all the little templates that you can print out that are in that quilt. I mean, there's a ton of them. They give you a lot of animals, and you don't have to use all of them, but you know, they do give you a lot, and depending on the size that you want to make the quilt. I just wanted to kind of make it a little bit different, and I like to kind of personalize it a little too. So I thought this would be a really cute one, and I've printed out the templates. I'm going to cut them down to size and then kind of position them around once I've built the background to kind of see where I'm going to put everything and what's going to look better. And then I'm going to kind of work it that way. So I'll try to film, or maybe you guys will just be along with me and I'll do it live. We'll see what happens. And as I kind of put all this together. So this is going to be a big one for me, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's an embroidered file that fits in a 5x7 hoop. So I'm good to go on that. So just have to kind of figure out what I want to do here. And then I may throw some embellishments in there as well. Maybe some little buttons or rickrack, or, all kinds of different things that you can stick in there just to make it a little bit different. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Oh, Scrap IKEA Lady, what do you have for the Brilliance software? So I use Embrilliance. Embrilliance is the digitizing software that I use. They do have a free demo one that you can download and play around with to decide whether or not you want to buy it. But of all the softwares that are out there, I really think Embrilliance does a great job in the way their layout is and how their modules are set up. So you kind of just buy what you need. And I think it's really great to kind of get started with that. They have a nice little demo that you can use for free. You're limited on what you can do because it is free, but it is a nice way to kind of jump in and see and play around with it a little bit. So that's the one that I use, but there are other ones out there. Alrighty. So I think it is about time. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you, Jenny, if you guys like this. We're going to go over to Becky's channel. It's going to be starting in just a couple of minutes. So I definitely would love to see you guys there as well, because I'm sure she's got something wonderful planned from us. She's back from her trip, and I believe she had a really delayed flight, so she got in pretty late and she was pretty tired. So I'm pretty sure that she's gonna have a wonderful show for us today. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you guys really put something in your get some time in your craft room and put something get something going in your projects, just like I'm hoping to do here. But thank you guys all for tuning in, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.